Somewhere out there, between the rocks and the trees and the gorse, there's a cuckoo, and I'm going to find it. I drove to Haytor on the east of Dartmoor just to walk around with nothing specific in mind to capture. I parked up here and started chasing stone chats over this shoulder between the two tours. I spotted a tree off in the distance and made my way over as a possible place to shoot the sunset. This is where I first heard. Sounding like it was coming from this area, I sat up high and scoped the land, but I couldn't spot it, and so I made an Instagram story. With strong winds lashing around the valley, the call could have been carried from anywhere. Thousands of steps later, and my aimless wandering had left me tormented and broken. The light had fallen in the valley. The mission began further down the valley this time. Having about 3.5 hours until the sun was down, I expanded my search parameters. First contact with the target. These skylarks didn't know what was about to go down. Following that call, searching high and low, being distracted by every twig, branch, rock and horse. I made it to here, where you've just seen me, sheltering behind a large rock and having the idea to turn this epic tale of man versus beast into a video. And now we're up to speed. I'm now on Emsworthy Nature Reserve because I saw the cuckoo fly overhead. And I can hear it, and it sounds like it's about 100 or 200 meters away. But I'm going to be heading up and around to try and place the subject between myself and the sun. With any luck then, with this broken cloud, I can create a background that's in shade, have the subject backlit, and it will make really dramatic, really cool lighting. Okay, I've made it across the first field, and from where I saw the cuckoo fly, it's still this side of me. Whilst I wait to hear the call, I thought I'd quickly explain to you what equipment I'm using. I've got my standard telephoto, my 200 to 500, but the Z6 is in the backpack today. Instead, I'm using the Z50 because I want as much reach as possible, and this is a crop sensor. The extra reach that a crop body gives is extremely helpful with wildlife. Okay, so from the call, we're closer again here. It's within about 50 meters, and I think it's somewhere along this hedgerow, further up. But just while I wait to listen for more calls, I'm going to sit here in case it decides to land in that tree. There is absolutely no reason for it to land in that tree, and I'm 99% sure it won't, but if it did, right now that would make an amazing picture. It's this beautifully twisted old tree with moss and lichens growing from the top. It would make for such a nice perch that it's worth sitting here for another 10-20 minutes. I'm waiting for more calls to find out where it is anyway, so this is a really nice spot to sit and wait. Don't know if the mic's picking that up. The light's fading quite fast now. I've probably only got 5 or 10 minutes until the sun's gone down behind the hill. The sun won't set for another 40 minutes or so, but it won't have any direct light on the scene. But I'm not too fussed about that, as long as I can get something, a video, a photo, however far away, if I can see the cuckoo, and the lighting isn't perfect, it will give me a lot of hope to come back on day 3 and really nail the shot. we found it on the second day. I took some video of it, which you would have just seen, of it sat on top of a dead tree, which is exactly where you'd expect to find it, but there are, as you can see, thousands of possible purchase for it, which is what makes it so difficult. And the sound, the call, carries really far. So I will be back for a day 3, and I'll try and find it within an hour of the sun going down, position myself well, and see if we can make some really cool images of this cuckoo. I'll see you then. Unfortunately, day 3 hasn't arrived with very good weather, but it may be my only opportunity to be out here photographing on Dartmoor, because within a few days I'm moving down to Cornwall. For now I'm going to sit at this spot where we found the cuckoo at the end of day 2. I've got a book and I've got some lunch, and so we'll sit here and wait to see if we hear the cuckoo call, and hopefully for the rain to stop. The rain stopped after a couple of hours, and I think I'm going to change my tactic today. I think I'm going to sit and wait rather than chase, because I've seen 4 or 5 other bird watchers in the area on Emsworthy Nature Reserve, which is all the land to the north of me, and I think they're following the call of the cuckoo, and I've seen it a couple of times flying away from them, so I don't want to join in and make that another person scaring it around. So it's a new tactic: sit and wait rather than try and chase after it. Hopefully it works, and hopefully it shows up within the next couple of hours before the next rain that we're supposed to get. It's been about 45 minutes since I last heard the cuckoo call. I'm fairly sure the other people have gone from the area, because all the rabbits have come back out into the field. I'm just hoping they haven't scared it off with them as they've gone. But time will tell. It's been about 2 hours now. We've got roughly another 3 until the sun's gone. But right now there's some meadow pipits in the field in front of me. And they're a good sign that this might be an area that the cuckoo likes, because they're one of the species whose nests the cuckoo particularly likes to leave its eggs in. Over the past 40 years, we've lost around 65% of the cuckoos that come to the UK in the summer. And they're a great example of how it may seem like you're only affecting directly some species with things like the removal of habitats or the introduction of modern farming techniques. But actually there's quite severe knock-on effects from those animals not being able to survive. The cuckoo is a brood parasite. They leave their eggs in other birds' nests for the other birds to raise, and then for the cuckoo's young to outcompete the young which should be thriving in that nest. If you remove those birds from this landscape, the cuckoos can't raise their young. Well, unfortunately, that's the end of day 3, and we had nothing but a sighting right at the start, which brought me to here. I felt good about the sit and wait strategy until I sat and waited, but we did get some stuff in and around the field to watch, and I filmed a red start for the first time. And so this first venture into a more vlog style video has ended in failure, but if you subscribe there will be successes in the future. As I said, I'm heading down to Cornwall, so I've got loads of ideas for really great videos. Anyway, I'm taking off now, and I'll catch you next time.